Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another sit down with TCC. This is now, what is this, episode 4?
Five.
Guys? 5?
Five?
Excellent.
5.
So, yeah,
Fucking
so
hero, by the way.
it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of different people on, so it's been very, very fun. This evening, I am going to hand over to Flump, and he is going to take it from there. What you got for us, Flumpy boy?
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my son True was proud to bring to you Scotland's most fantastic wrestling talent. He is currently on track to be the World Heavyweight Champion because fuck you, this is why he's retired and he is scared the shit. In the bottom left hand corner, we have Howlette.
Woo!
Too fucking right, I'm the reason Cena's retiring.
Fucking knew you'd like it. I knew you'd like it. Couldn't tell you that was happening because you're
Saw my name coming up and he was like, "That fuck this, I'm gone."
exactly. He's like, I'm going to face Gunther because it's fucking easier. Right, Howlette here, he is someone I've known for a considerable amount of time. How we met's fucking interesting and yet very familiar if anybody's ever watched this channel. So we'll get right into that. So me and Howlette met through a Facebook page. I'm gonna let that sink for just a few seconds. It was a Destiny Facebook page. He was recruiting for his clan. I was bored. I didn't have one, so I looked on Facebook because I was bored as shit. Seen it popped up. I seen it was called Indie Scots. I was like, they're Scottish. Fuck it, I'm in it. Messaged, joined the group. Messaged Howlette. Joined. Played together for quite a while. And it's basically just been going on for then. Just me and him have just been. Well, he's basically been playing games and I've just been giving him shit really for years. And at some point, I will have something for you specifically. Just something you need. Something you know what I'm going to bring you, and you know
what it is.
Yeah, if you don't, it's fucking funny. But basically, we met through Destiny. We played together for I think quite a while until that group kind of faded into the black, and then again we'll get into how it goes on for there. But first question I go for you, lad, is how did you get into gaming, and what was your first memory of the whole sort of your gaming journey?
How did I get into gaming? Honestly, it's not like I got into it. I think it's always been there. Like it always has. Like, from God, when you're 2 year old, and do you remember when McDonald's used to give out the wee
Yes.
From that to I can definitely tell you my first ever video game was Sonic for the Sega Mega Drive.
Yes.
That was, but it wasn't like an official Sega Mega Drive. It was a present I got for when I was 5 year old. It was a box that you plugged into your TV, and it had 4 games on it. You had Sonic Mega Drive, Altered Beast I think was on there. Golden Axe was on there.
Oof.
And I'm pretty sure there was a bubble game on there too.
You tell me 3 fantastic, 3 absolutely legendary games on there. Classics. Fucking quality.
Yeah. I played a lot of that, and then I don't know if it was a tester from my parents to be like, right, okay, he plays with this toy, so we can get him a bigger one. Because then I got handed my uncle's old PlayStation 1, and then I can't even tell you what age I was, but then I got a PlayStation 2.
Fucking hell.
Excellent.
And it's funny how everybody says roughly the same sort of intro, but it's always different.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I was given this. It's always been there. It's weird how it's the same but different, but the same but different. If that makes sense. Good in the fucking mind. So let's go back quick on. What's your in your sort of your lifetime of your gaming? Do you have a favorite game And do you have a favourite genre of games?
Yes and yes. Favorite game. I think I always go to Skyrim. I always do. It's the game I've sunk most hours into. I kid you not. Name a platform. I have Skyrim off for it.
Yeah.
I have played Skyrim Xbox 360 when it first came out, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, PlayStation 5, PC, Nintendo Switch, Amazon Alexa. Like I have played Skyrim every single week. I've played it on mobile, which was the weirdest part. Like it's so like yeah, like I can guarantee every single. There's only one console I have right now that isn't installed in, and I've got a white Series S that's sitting there.
Yeah.
It's the only one because there is no other space on that console for any other game right now. There's one game on it, and it's Call of Duty. That's it.
Yeah.
And they wonder if that they ruin it. The only thing
And that's only half of it's installed. Like, but yeah, Skyrim is kind of. I've got a Skyrim tattoo actually. I've got a little
Ooh,
there.
what dragon shape's that?
The first one, Unrelenting Voice.
Ooh.
So that Skyrim's probably like my go-to game. I do know that my hours in the game is in the thousands. Like I know it's in the thousands. Actually, have I got Steam loaded up? I know this is just Steam. But,
Listen, if this is just Steam plus all your other ones, you're probably talking. Holy shit, lad!
Let's see, library. No, I don't want to update 40 games I've not played in about a year.
Yeah, welcome to Steam.
I keep forgetting on Steam as well. It's not Skyrim, it's the Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, sorry. So I've got Skyrim and I've got Skyrim Special Edition. Skyrim 1, despite that, I've only got 127 hours on it.
Amateurish.
Special Edition, it's about 600.
Nice.
So,
rookie numbers.
yeah. But the thing is, like I said, I wish I could tell you how many hours are on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I burnt the disc. Like I've technically had 2 copies in the 360 because I burnt the first disc.
So safe to say, we can confirm that Skyrim is your most loved game.
Yeah, in terms of like genre,
RPG,
RPG boxes, like that kind of stuff where, like recently, I've loved things where I do need to use my brain a bit, like have a bit of a puzzle. Funnily enough, Call of Duty's been giving me that recently, but it's
is that you're trying to think why I enjoy playing this?
Like, sorry to go on a tangent here, but Black Ops 7 has I stopped playing Call of Duty with Black Ops 2, right?
Right.
Every other one that came out, I installed it. I played zombies for a bit. It was all right. Never got into it. I have sunk so many hours into this version of zombies. It's so good.
You know what? Fuck it. See if you enjoy it. That's what matters.
Exactly.
You can I'll get shit all I want, but if you're enjoying it, I mean, that's what matters.
I don't think you're going to get Fletch to agree on that one, but it's
Fuck off.
It is what it is.
No comment.
Right, so let's say that was just a quick wee sort of delve into your game, and now it's going to be your streaming career, which is a little bit more varied, I think. So, I'd like to know how it started for you. What made you first decide to hit that go live button, and then what added up to you actually wanting to go live? Like, was there any reason behind it? Was it boredom? Was it fame? Was it fuck it, why not?
Right. Gonna make us all feel old here. I have had a Twitch account since it was just in TV.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So
You.
when
Fuck me.
when it started, I was there. I was in I was very early high school. I was a wee fucking emo kid. Like I wanted to post on YouTube, but I didn't have like the editing equipment or the stuff. Like I had a Sony Ericsson, and then I had an iPod. But I had one of the first iPods that had the camera on it. So when Justin TV first came out with the app, you could live stream off the app.
Aye.
So that's where it kind of started. I would live stream and just talk shite. Done that for maybe about 4 months, and then just other things took over. And then when I got back into it is when it was Twitch. It's when they created the integration with the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I want to, I could. So at the time as well, Fallout 4 had just come out. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Just started like that, streamed Titanfall. I think the first full game I'd say like I probably streamed from start to end was Shadow of Mordor.
Good shout, by the way.
Yeah, which by the way, Netflix needs to release the Nemesis system so other people can use it. Thank you very much.
100%.
Oh, the money they'd make off that just in itself.
Another tangent for you. I broke the Nemesis system.
Right, hold on. You're going to hit us with information. You're going to at least give a bit of context to it. Tell us.
So I figured out that because the way it worked as like a tiered pyramid. So you take out the top boss, somebody would come take their place. So I started working from the ground up. I started killing every small lieutenant, and then what I used to do is that then I found out if I killed the small lieutenant, then killed another small lieutenant, guaranteed the big lieutenant would be somewhere nearby. So then I'd go kill him. So like little triangles. That. Eventually, I just had the warlords. Killed all the warlords. There was nobody left. They were trying to do raids, and I was instantly winning because I'm like, there's no warlord. I am the warlord.
You sadistic fuck. I'm so proud of you. I'm so fucking proud of you.
There was one. Oh God, it sounds horrible when you say it like this, but there was one follower that I drove to, I think, madness, because what I would do is I would brand him, I'd treat him like shit, so then he betrays me. I'd beat him again, brand him again. At the end, he was just a babbling mess. Like, let's say you do the voices, you'd be like,
that's fucking glorious, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. I love that system in that game, by the way. And it's such a brilliant part of that game. It just makes it what it is.
I feel bad because I feel like they've kind of ruined Shadow of War a bit at like the end with like, oh, you complete the main story, now spend 10 hours just defending everything, and then you get your ending, and it's like, but
fuck that. But yeah, so for there on there, so sort of you were streaming for fucking Shadow of War and Fallout. Kind of how did it go for there? Because I came.
Sorry, I forgot what the question was. So that's why
you're all right. You're all right. That's why I said it. That's why I said. That's why I can. That second was just me going, what the fuck did I say?
Yeah, so like from there, then when I went to college, I originally started studying sound production. So I convinced my mum to be like, oh, I need a PC so I can like, do sound production and everything. And she was like, yeah, you know what, you've got a point. And in my mind went well, if I can run top tier games, I can definitely do sound production. So built basically a gaming PC and learned kind of the ins and outs of streaming from there, and I just kind of done it myself, just plodded along doing what I was doing, and then like it was slow. It was again, didn't know what I was doing, didn't really have a schedule. I was just going live whenever I wanted to, talking to my friends and everything, and then just typed in Scottish on Twitch. It's kind of the same as you, just typed Scottish on Twitch one day, came across Called Eat My Dog, and he was telling me about Indie Scots, and I got involved with Indie Scots, and then took off from there. Then during lockdown, me and Indie Scots split.
That was
Then
a whole fucking kettle of fish. It was great.
that was a great time, mate. That was a great time.
Oh no, it was fucking great. That's the fucking. I was watching it unfold, just like eating
Yep.
popcorn. Just like, this is happening to me. It's great.
Yeah, and then I kind of just went my own way and started making my own content. Stuff that I'd had ideas for that just never really came to fruition with Indie Scots. That I just went, fuck it, I'm going to take this and do it myself. And yeah, then just led up to now. Sadly, the account I was streaming on, I lost access to because of two-factor authentication. Because there was some weird glitch with the app when I got a new phone and it didn't like it, and Twitch were no help. So, exactly. But made a new channel, and now I just stream whenever I can. But past 18 months, not streamed as much as I've wanted to, just because new ventures in life and all that means I'm no longer at my desk as much as I used to be. So.
Fair enough.
It upsets me because I can't give you as much shit.
I know. I've been saying for ages that I do want to get back to streaming. I have a list of games that I want to play, as well. I'm trying to convince my missus as well to start streaming again. So at least someone, hopefully, will do it.
Excellent.
Listen, let's be honest. The only reason makes us come into your stream is because of either the cat or your missus.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because she gives as much as anybody else.
Actually, the only reason I stream is for my missus. So
Fuck it. It's fucking true though. It's funny.
Best part, she just shouts that she doesn't even watch it.
She can't watch it. She's usually in it.
Yeah, true.
So that's what I think I've been watching for fucking years. It's like ever since you were still at your ma's through in Edinburgh. Is that right?
Yeah,
I think it was
Edinburgh for a while. And then...
When you still had the wee, you still had the curtain across your bed so love could lie in the bed.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. I bought a 4x4 Calyx unit and just put the white boxes in it, so it separated the bed for me. But if I wanted to talk, I just had to move one of the boxes and go, "Hiya." So,
I've been giving him shit for years, but it's been. I think one day, fucking hell, flump. Obviously, I just got to the Discord, but we're in there. I just randomly seen you were live at one point. I joined. I've enjoyed it for then. Like it was just an entertaining place to be, and I could give you shit. You would give me shit back. Felt respected. Felt respected for getting all the shit. Which is fucking rare.
We're about to get interrupted by one of the three cats.
Yes. Only reason you're here is for cats.
You coming down, or what are you doing? You just standing up there? Nah, you're just standing there.
See, and you two fucking laugh at me and this is what happens. So that's pretty much going to be the end of the gaming part because that was just going to be the short sharp bit. Now, this can be as little or as much as you want, lad. Tell us. First off, cat kick his ass. So, this next bit is going to be part of the gaming, but it's also going to work into sort of the next set of questions. This can be as much or as little as you're willing to give, but just give us a little bit of your backstory, your life, like sort of how was it like growing up, and sort of for young Howlette to Yana now, sort of how was your life at this point come about?
Yeah, like I mean, it was fine. Like it was.
I say this as much as the what.
There's tragic parts. There's fine parts. Like it's tragic, but it worked out. Like that's kind of the way I see it. So I was raised by my gran mostly. So but fun fact: if I'm mostly referring to my mum, I'm referring to my gran because I think I was 3 years old. I was staying with my gran and granddad. I was getting picked up for nursery, and all the other kids were saying, were mum, dad. So I just started calling them mum and dad, and never had the heart to stop me. So my mum would say it differently than that, but like, my biological mum, however, she's alive and well. At the time, she was really struggling with really bad postnatal depression. Not only that, she was a drug addict as well. So that it was just no place that like there was no way that she could kind of take care of me, especially there was a lot of stuff going on with her, which meant that she just wasn't mentally fit to kind of take care of a child at that moment. Biological dad is whatever the fuck he is. I don't even know what he looks like. So, so yeah, I was raised by my granny and granddad most of the time, and the whole family like agrees. You know, it was the best thing for me. Like, and like now, like if we go just take a bit of a time jump now, my biological mum, she's 2 years sober. She's doing great.
Amazing.
Doing fantastic. I'm going to see her on the 19th because that's our actual 2 year sober date, and
Oh, nice.
we celebrate it like it's a birthday. Last year I
Right.
got her a teddy that said "one today," so
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, she's doing great, and like we're doing really well. Actually, just rebuilding that relationship as well. You know,
Good.
it was 25 years without her, so we're just rebuilding that now. But yeah, in terms of like childhood, so now if I say my mum, I'm talking about my gran, just for continuity purposes.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mum was quite conservative in terms of the way I was brought up. She followed those Peggy ratings to the number and all that. Was very very careful about what I consumed, what I didn't consume, which my uncle and my granddad hated. So they made sure to make sure they got their pointers in. Yeah, went to public school. You know, had friends. You know, my mum was very keen to get me into martial arts when I was a kid to help with that, with the discipline and stuff because it was something I did need as a kid, especially since I was one of those kids that like you look at me now, I'm 5'7" and I'm quite you're like, yeah, he's a smaller dude. But like when I was a kid, like you know, I was 5'7" when I was 10. Like I was one of those kids. So you know, it was to keep me disciplined, keep me humble, probably also to stop me becoming the school bully. Um, but it worked out in the end. I was allowed to, like you know, I was never really put down for what I liked. I was nerdy and all that and everything, and I was supported. Like that's like you know, granted, like my mum and dad decided to kind of go their separate ways when I was 6 and 7 years old, which can you know it's always fun when you're a child, but it is what it is. But they both done their best for me. Yeah, had a bit of a trouble time in high school. It's well, primary school and high school. Bullying was kind of a factor that I kind of became victim of. But I was always like my mum always taught me, you know, keep my head up. At the end of the day, like you know, just because they don't like it doesn't, you know, just really kind of helped me through with that. You know, really thankful for my mum and everything for all that. But I always had my own things to fall back on. Again, martial arts. I was always involved in sport as well. Played rugby from a very young age, and then, funnily enough, wrestling. So, but yeah, that was in terms of my early years. It was like when you think about it, it was a bit boring. Like, I was like, I'd say I had a slightly a quite normal childhood. I think the only like issue that popped up, and again, I had the support for it, but at the time I just felt like I couldn't say anything about it. Was my granddad did pass away when I was 10 years old, and I don't know where I don't know where this thought came in my head, but my brain went, oh, "Okay, you're the man in the house now," and when you're 10 years like I'm a 10-year what 10-year old thinks that they have to take care of their like you know that messed me up, and there was a good few years where both my parents commented I just didn't smile anymore, but over time like got it back, you know, and everything. So yeah, I go on so many tangents that I forget where I'm going with stuff.
You're fine.
We love it.
But yeah,
I'm used to
that's in terms of like kind of like early years in childhood, that was kind of it. Like yeah, we can go into like delve into more if you want and everything. I'm an open book.
Listen,
So
as I say, it's up to you. You say as little or as much as you want. This is your bit to get your real life story in. It's all good.
it's like I can talk for days. It's just
Oh, I know.
it's oh yeah, you know. Yeah, it's just like it's weird. Like I could talk about so much that happened and so little at the same time. I just never know where to go with it. Fuck it, we'll talk about gaming. I think actually, you know, in saying that, I think one of the reasons I got into gaming as much as I did was it was just the circumstances. A lot of my friends at school, they lived close to each other and close to the school and close to areas where a lot of other adults can see what they were doing and they were supervised. I wasn't. I was about 2.5 mile, 3 mile up the road.
Right.
And I wasn't really trusted to walk that or get the bus by myself till I was about 9 or 10. That was just the way it was.
That was the same, lad, anyway.
So didn't get to see my friends as much. I saw my friends on a Wednesday and a Friday, like, obviously at school, but on a Wednesday when I done my judo, Friday I was part of the boys brigade. So, you know, it was that's when I got to see my friends. So rest of the time I just spent, you know, filled my time. I went downstairs and watched TV with my granddad, and because of that, I developed a deep love for country western, sci-fi, samurai films. And when I wasn't doing that, I was in my room playing my PlayStation. So, and like I had quite a collection of games, but it's because once every 2 weeks, my mum would meet up with one of her clients in the shopping centre, and they'd just like do what they were doing. But down in the shopping centre, this was Cameron Toll in Edinburgh, by the way, in case someone wants to check. There used to be a game there, and game done the 3 for 2 and pre-owned. So I'd get 3 games, and that would keep me occupied.
Fucking no too shabby, son. No too shabby. Right, we'll move on to the wrestling because I know you can talk forever, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. But forever is too fucking long. Let's be honest. but no, it's nice to get a wee sort of insight into your life because I knew nothing about your younger years, which is none of my business. But it's nice to see that what you consider to be quite normal, sort of simpler upbringing to most folk is it's quite an interesting story to me.
Yeah.
It's just kind of it's nice to get a wee bit of insight to you, which is always going to be a good thing. So the reason you're here, big fella. So the first one is, how did you find wrestling, and how did you get in it? So what was the?
You're gonna love this story because you're not.
Oh, I know. So how did you sort of first get into it? But anyway, I'll let you go.
Going back to gaming, and that uncle and my granddad that hated the fact my mum would be like, "Oh no, he can only play Transformers because it's a 7+ rating." My uncle obviously had adult money and used to buy adult things with it. So one day he was like, "Oh, I got you some games from Game," and he went, "Yeah, just go and take them up to your room. Take them up to your room." In that was 3 discs. On top, to hide it from my mum, was the Chronicles of Narnia. And then below it was GTA San Andreas.
Yes.
And then below that was SmackDown vs. Raw 2006.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. I'd never ever heard of wrestling in my life. And the one thing that my mum was always very careful was like, remember, these are games. They're not the real life, they're games. Don't go jumping on your friends' heads and eating mushrooms in real life. Like, doing that, right? So I applied the same logic. just a game. This isn't real. It's just a game. I thought it was a fighting game. Like, funnily enough, was allowed Street Fighter. But I just saw it as that. It's another fighting game. Just, I preferred it because the characters were more vibrant. There was a voiced storyline, which was different for every character, which was about 40 of them. Like, you know, you had big characters like The Undertaker, John Cena, Kurt Angle, Vince McMahon, like, you know, all this cool stuff. I was like, oh, okay, you know, that. This went on for 2 years. This went on for 2 years of me not believing, well, not knowing that wrestling was a thing, like an actual legit physical thing.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because I spoke about this about a month or two back when I done this the SWM podcast. Is that it was funny because he was like, did none of your friends tell you? Like, was this like a running joke of like, oh, let's let him pretend that he doesn't know it, like. And like I said, because I got so heavily bullied at school, it was for the things I liked. It was because I liked Pokemon. It was because I liked Power Rangers. You know, so I wasn't then going to add, oh, by the way, I also love big, muscly men touching each other in their tights. Like, you know, like it was.
Got a point, though. You have a point.
Yeah, it was a self-preservation thing. So I never mentioned it, and then, like I said, 2 years passed. My mum had found out about the game. She just like, he's seen it now. There's no point trying to stop him. She came into my room one day. I was playing the game, and I just unlocked Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan had just came out, and my mum goes, "Oh, there's Hulk Hogan," and I'm like, "Mum, how the fuck do you know who Hulk Hogan is?" Like. And all that, and she was like, "Oh yeah," she was like, "Oh, has he got Bret Hart there too?" And I'm like, "How do you know who these people are?" And then I interrogated her. I was like, "How do you know? Are you playing this game behind my back?"
Yeah.
And I was more offended that she wasn't playing games with me. Like, this is Mum, I know this is a 2-player game. Like, but no, she's like, no, that's because, you know, it's wrestling. It's on the telly. And I was like, "Fucking excuse me." And then she told me, it's like, oh, you know, like my grandmother used to watch it back in the World of Sport days and everything. And funnily enough, like that, my grandmother was a massive Hulkamaniac. And I didn't meet my grandmother, should I, when I was 1. So, like, all that. But it's funny now, because see, when I look back in the pictures, it's all red and yellow.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes sense.
The signs were there.
He just didn't know about it.
But yeah, so like all that was that, and then I was like, right, okay. Now my mum used to work in like a foundation that helped disabled people get into work. This was back in the early 2000s as well, when I don't think it had things like, you know, what you've got today. She helped a lot of like war veterans as well who had been like disabled via their actions and everything. I say their actions like it's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot my fucking leg off. But what's that? Is that an IUD? But one of the guys there worked or done some like volunteering work, or he had some relationship with a company in the UK called Premier British Wrestling, or PBW, and she told him, "Oh, you know, my son, he's just found he likes wrestling and everything." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he got me a DVD of the PBW show that happened in Largs. That was my first ever time seeing live wrestling. And I was side note, by the way, first time I ever heard Linkin Park. That started something completely different. So
that's a whole different kettle of fish, lad.
Watched that going, what is this? And then it just so happened, like, where she then told my granddad, and he went and bought the package on BT that let him get, like, you know, Sky Sports and BT Sports and all that. Yeah, and he was like, here, I get to watch war football. I'm fine with it. But it meant in the mornings, I would catch the highlight shows. Like, I think they were called, like, Metal or Sunday Night Heat. Yeah. Or, like, like Cyber Sunday or Velocity. I can never remember the names. I'm sure it was Heat.
Yeah.
But you'd get the
definitely Metal. That was definitely one of the catch-up shows. I remember that.
Heat in Velocity used to be shows on their own, but I do remember the catch-up shows because my mum would
Yeah.
get pissed off at me watching them.
Yeah.
But you watched it, you've already watched that. I want to watch it again. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So like
Get slapped,
would-
but
yeah,
I watched it.
I watched that, and then my granddad also was one of the first people to get, you can record stuff. So he started recording the Raw and SmackDown, and everything. So what I used to do before school, I literally started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going downstairs for everybody else, make myself a bowl of cereal, sitting there and watching Raw or SmackDown, because I became
Nice.
obsessed. I couldn't get
Wow.
the pay-per-views because they were so expensive back then. And not only that, like my mum wasn't letting me go to stay up till 1 o'clock on a school night.
Fuck
Mhm.
no.
Yeah, like, so it was, I kind of caught up with that, and then I started getting into the physical media of it all, the DVDs and everything, and it was round about the start of high school I actually found out that a guy I went to school with, Paul, was also really into wrestling, and we used to like tape trade with each other, and that's when I got a copy of, I keep calling it WrestleMania 26, but it's WrestleMania 24. It was Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. My favorite match. One of the most emotional matches ever. I love it. So yeah, and then because I found out that he liked wrestling, he was like, "Oh no," and he was like, "Oh, you should come to Darren's house after school," and I'm like, "All right." Never really spoke to Darren much, but sure, I'll come over. And it's like him, Paul, Darren, Billy, Ben, all playing wrestling on the trampoline. And I'm like, so like doing that. And then again, high school comes in, other stuff comes in. I kind of fall out in love with wrestling and everything just is what it was.
Yeah.
And then it was when I started streaming. Was exploring Twitch, found a guy in Texas, started watching him because he was funny. Pretty sure it was called Duck something. And then one day he was streaming his reactions to wrestling. He was wearing a Kane mask, and I was like, "Oh, I recognize that." And then he was like, "Oh yeah, you're like, he's been watching wrestling since the Attitude Era." Da 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 da. I told him I've not watched it since, 2012. I think I just caught the Nexus, and everything. And he was like, "Oh," he was like, so he like caught me up and everything, and da 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 da. And he was like, "Oh, who are your favorites growing up?" I was like, John Cena, Batista, Rey Mysterio, da da da. And he went, "Oh, if you like Rey Mysterio, there's this new TV show you can go watch. It's on YouTube. It's called Lucha Underground." So I went and started watching Lucha Underground. Mind was fucking blown.
Yeah.
That was so good, wasn't it?
Oh, Lucha Underground was the best thing on the planet. I got introduced to people like Penta, Big Mac, Swerve Strickland, Ricochet, and I was like, oh, there's this side of wrestling.
Yeah.
So then I started going exploring other things, and I found a very small brand called Total Nonstop Action, and then I found an archive online that let me watch TNA going back to 2004. Was it? No.
Yeah.
No, I think that was too early. When were they founded? It was basically since the start.
I'm sure
but
is it not like 06, 07 TNA?
Maybe it might have been.
Yeah.
It was like the very beginning.
Very early days, yeah.
And then I think the funniest part, right, was I just clicked a random episode one day. I cannot for the life of me tell you what episode it was, but because I'd kept an eye on the British independent scene as well, when I was like, my dad used to take me to shows when we saw them, so we saw PBW, whatever came up. And then when we went to Butlins and everything, we'd go see the Butlins shows. And there was this wrestler on the Butlins shows that I recognized, and his name was Rockstar Spud. And I was like, I know that guy. Started watching that. And then, obviously, like later on, fucking Kurt Angle shows up. So I'm like, what's going on? And then I start watching the X Division stuff, and I get into who is now in my top 5 of Mr. AJ Styles.
She'd be in everybody's top 5 at minimum.
Oh yeah, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Absolute GOAT. So anyway, like, so go back to Lucha Underground, you know, seeing faces I recognize, seeing like all that, like, you know, just connecting the dots, going here, there, everywhere. I then started watching New Japan, and everything, and then because I went and watched all the stuff AJ was doing with the Bullet Club, and then through that, I found my favorite wrestler of all time,
Chelsea Green, obviously.
of course. Yeah, it was when I was watching New Japan, I found out about a certain wrestler called Prince Devitt.
Yes.
A certain wrestler called Prince Devitt, who was coincidentally in Glasgow the following night. And that's when I found out about ICW. So,
Boy.
I started watching wrestling like mad. I binged so hard on it because it was like someone opened the door. I started speaking about it on my stream, and turns out there was a guy watching who went, "Oh, you know I'm a wrestler, right?" I was like, "I did not." And he was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Are you close to Livingston?" And I was like, "I can get a train." He went, "Do you want to give it a shot?" And I was like, "Too fucking right, I do." So, so I trained with Reckless Intent for a little while. Done that for about a year and a half. At the time, I had a partner who wasn't too keen on me wrestling, and kind of convinced me that I'd never get taken seriously, and it was embarrassing and everything. So I kind of just went, yeah, if I want to get like, you know, yeah. So I kind of stopped, and yeah, from there, I tried to fill up other things. I went back to martial arts for like 9 years, on and off, doing, you know, Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, just whatever I felt. But yeah, and then COVID hit, gained a lot of weight, tried to get back into things, never really could. And then it was 2024, Clash at the Castle was coming to Glasgow, and I was offered a ticket to go with someone. I didn't need to pay anything. So I was like, sure, I'll go.
Okay.
And whilst I was there, I was looking down at the side of the ring, and I was seeing people that I had either trained with, spoken with, or seen on shows. And something in my brain went, I should be down there. Like, there's another universe where I'm down there and everything. And that's what kind of got the wheels kind of turning in my head again. I was like, could I go back? I was like, nah, I'm not too sure. You know, I'm 26 now. I'm older. It's different from when I was 16. I'm out of shape. Da 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 da. And I shit you not. Less than 12 hours later, I was scrolling through TikTok, and an advert for Iron Girders Pro Wrestling Gym in Glasgow popped up. And I said that to my missus, and she was like, it's kind of fucking obvious. That's a sign. So,
Yeah.
so when she was like, so like, you got to give him a message, and I did. My first training session was with a wrestler called Martin McAllister, who fucking class guy, by the way. If you haven't gone and checked out Martin McAllister's work, go and check it out. He's doing really well right now. But like, you know, I was talking to him during the whole time, you know, and he kind of put those kind of fears to sleep of being like, oh, he's like, well, you know, I was 27 when I started, and I'm 31 now, and all that. Man does not look a day over 25. Like, and then he was like, and you know, when Joe Hendry started, he was 25, he was 26, and you know, it's just, yeah, and it's just like, it's like Damian Priest is 42, Punk's in his 50s, you know, Cena's 40 something. And he was like, yeah, it's never too late. And I needed that. Second session, got a hernia. So
Oh
had
no.
to wait for that to heal.
I shouldn't laugh. But
Oh no, it's such a fat way to do it as well. I done a forward roll and fucking got a hernia.
fuck's sake.
But yeah, and let that heal, and it was like, no, I can't quit, because I was like, if I don't give this 110%, I'm gonna fucking hate myself.
Yeah.
So I did, and since then I've put my all into it. I'm in the gym 5 times a week now. I train 3 times a week. I'm at shows whenever I can. I'm actually. When does this podcast go out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. As of right now, I'm in a car going down to Norwich to go down to WAW. I'm taking whatever opportunity I can to go and either be part of a show, to wrestle, to help out, just be in the crowd, whatever they need me for, just to learn. And just
it's really good.
Yeah, so
Not good.
yeah, there's the wrestling story so far.
I'd like to point out you've just rattled through 4 of my questions in one fucking go.
Good.
I'm not even joking. The next 4, the next three are exactly where you just stopped there. So fucking thank you for that. It was easy enough. So obviously you say you're in training, but I consider you the world's greatest professional wrestler.
As you
Just
should.
fucking honest. I still kick your ass. I'm fatter than you. Giant haystacks, baby, giant haystacks. So after we went through your wrestling, my next question was going to be kind of who are your influences growing up. You've been through that, but at the minute, who do you currently look up to? Who do you take influence for? Who do you take advice for? Whatever. At the minute, in your current wrestling sort of level, who's your who do you look up to and so forth? What's not working?
So on a more global stage, again, I'm still watching Finn Balor. One of my other top favorite wrestlers, Kota Ibushi. Everything. I watch a lot of Japanese stuff. Actually, I got the opportunity earlier in the year in June. I went out to Japan for 2 weeks, and I managed to train at a dojo while I was over there as well. You can't see it because I've really put it out, but I done a training session as well with Jushin Thunder Liger. So like,
I've seen that.
It's become very apparent to me very quickly that WWE is not my goal. It is New Japan, and my ultimate dream. Sorry, I know I've just completely ignored your question. But
no. You're currently answering another one, so fucking go for it at this point.
Like my ultimate dream is to compete in the G1. So, especially
shout, by the way.
Yeah, this year I got to watch 2 qualifying matches. I got to watch, I can't remember the other guy's name, but I watched Callum Newman have his qualifying match, and I also got to watch Drill Maloney versus Tomohiro Ishii.
That must have been a fucking stoner, by the way.
Ooh, big meaty man slap meat. So that was a match and a half, and yeah, that kind of settled it off. Like this is where I want to be, and everything. So I'm doing whatever I can. Shout out! I'm going to quickly just put my hand up here because it won't be the first time my cat's turned my PC off.
You can't even help it at this point.
Sorry, what was the question?
To be honest with you, it was who do you currently look up to?
Influences, that was it. It was like Kota Ibushi, Finn Balor, kind of those guys. In terms of like more locally, there's so many people that I wrestle around and train with who are just on another level. I do a lot of like gym training, like in the gym with Marcus King from Kings of Everything, the tag team. I have some of my coaches, BT Gunn, looking sharp. Prince Levi, Kez Evans, like I take a lot of like inspiration from those guys too. Trying to think.
You're in some esteemed fucking company there, lad.
Yeah, like well, Iron Girders, the gym I train at, is owned by Wolfgang. So
A fucking very esteemed company.
yeah, just a guy that trained The Rock, you know. But so yeah, like everyone I'm around, I take inspiration from, especially at shows. There was recently a show Iron Girders ran with Fan Frontier at Emerson House called Iron Kingdom, and that when it's coming out on DVD, as far as I believe, get a copy of it if you can, because that is the caliber of British wrestling right now. They put on a show that I feel like I'm talking them up because obviously I was there and I trained with them and everything, but I'm really not. Do you remember how back in 2015, 2016 when the independent scene was really booming and how that made you feel, how about like NXT Gold?
Right.
Right. Do you remember how that made you feel?
Happy.
This is what they're putting out.
Fucking hell.
That caliber of wrestling.
Top quality.
And it's like, well, it's no surprise as well. Like one of the guys that I train with, like Prince Levi, he was on Ring of Honor recently when they were with AEW. So were Kings of so were KV. Like it was like so, and I take a lot of inspiration more from the local side. Oh, sorry, I want to check Mikey Devine as well. He's a fucking incredible guy to learn off as well. So I'd say I take a lot of inspiration around the people around me and everything, mostly I think, rather than international. But yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, that's another 2 questions. That's even fucking better. I've got a couple left, but these are going to be quite meaty, I feel. Compared to the rest of it, these are going to be kind of meaty. So,
no bread,
this point,
no water.
Hey,
just meat.
So, this point, you've had, to the best of my knowledge, you've had 2 matches. 3?
I've had 3.
3?
There is one. So I've had 2 matches for Valor, and I've had 1 for Iron Girders.
I didn't know about the Iron Girders one. So
it was very last minute.
Right. It was. When was that then?
So that was like. Was that like literally 2 days after Valor?
But which one was that? Was that the 4-man or your singles match?
So the first match I had this year was the Bunkhouse Stampede.
That was it. Was it the 4-5?
That was like first time I'd been in a Valor ring, and like 2 days after I was in the King of the Fling tournament, Iron Girders as well.
Yes, fucking quality name. So well, for this point, you've had 3 matches. I didn't get the second one. So how did you find it? So your very first match was it the 4-man sort of?
It was a 7-man.
7-man. My bad.
It was a Bunkhouse Stampede. So imagine an elimination chamber, not an elimination chamber, like an elimination over the top rope battle royale with weapons.
Excellent.
Fair. So how did you find that match basically to be? So being your first match, and sort of you're working with 6 other people. How did that work for you on a personal standpoint?
It went very quick. It wasn't a long match, and a lot of it happened very last minute. I will say I was a bit nervous at the start because obviously it's my first match as well, but it's my first match is with weapons, and I brought in a chain, so it was a very loud chain as well. So yeah, I was more just sitting there like, just trying to take it in. Just like I'd worked so hard to do this, and now I'm here. So it was kind of like right, let's see if I can hang. And then out comes the Bleeding Gums champion, Jack Harrop, who just won like their version of the Tournament of Death the day before,
Fuck's sake.
and I'm like, this is gonna be fun. But I just let my character be my character, and whilst everyone in the ring either stood still or started walking away, trying to prepare themselves, I went to the ropes in front of him and said, "Go on then, get your arse in this ring. Let's fucking go. Let's go." And then
Here.
I always take my first match as me realizing who I wanted Howlette to be. And Howlette is that guy who doesn't back down from a fight. Even if he knows that this guy is 9 times out of 10 gonna kick his arse. I'm not backing down. And I'm not going down easy. That chair shot to the back really made sure of that. But the bunkhouse was kind of like, I always take that as the match that kind of really helped me realize, okay, this is who I want to be. The Battle Royale a couple of days later, it was very last minute. Wolfgang just wanted to see what I could do. So he just stuck me in. It was a bit of a mismatch as well because there were some people that were supposed to be in the tournament that then couldn't make it for reasons. There was a big issues with flights and stuff that day. Two of the people that were actually in the tournament, Ronan King and Judas Gray, weren't supposed to be there, but because they were supposed to be in Ireland, but something happened with the flights and they just didn't make it over. So they were like, "Oh, we'll just put you in here, give you something to do." So to be a part of that and something completely different was cool. Was really cool. Yeah. So that was kind of those two. I can tell that Flump is itching to ask me about the last one.
Let's be honest, mate. This is the one.
Oh wait, no shit.
Motherfucker.
That's 4 matches then.
Oh, you. Wait, what?
That's 4 matches.
Go fucking. Right, the fucking. I'll look at.
So I've got.
Motherfucker.
Sorry, I've had the Bunkhouse Stampede.
Yes.
I had the King of the Fling.
Yeah, the King of the Fling.
I had the match against Christian Colombo.
Yes.
And then I had my singles match. Because the one with Christian Colombo was technically a handicap match. Because that was me and Struan versus Christian Colombo.
You lying motherfucker.
It's on my Instagram.
You lied to me.
It's on my Instagram.
I don't have Instagram. So obviously the two I knew was the two with Valor as a the Iron Kingdom match, which is fine. But that one-on-one match is the one that I'm really wanting to sort of dig into just a little bit. Like, first off, how is that with your first singles match, just you and your opponent, just you two in the ring, and how did it feel working with somebody of that caliber and working a match with that person?
It was obviously a lot different from like my first couple of matches where I was still a bit newer and everything, but by this time I'd had like a lot of practice matches in like in training and everything. Oh, sorry.
You're all right. I think we're all sitting in the lab. It's all good.
I'm boring myself, mate.
Not fucking boring me.
But yeah, and then it was just like I trained with Presley for a good amount of time. I knew him, and I think the main difference is I had a very clear vision as to what I wanted that match to be, and I think he also had a very clear vision about what the match was going to be as well, which was very much like whatever you can do, I can do better type thing. He showed, like I showed him at the start, I'm not here to play. Controlled the body pretty well, took dominance and everything. Showed him that tricks usually aren't going to work on me, and then he showed me that he can answer back. And when I thought I had him ready, he had an answer for it, and he got the win. So that was the main thing. But
obviously cheated.
Yeah, well, yeah, sadly, in Valor there are no rope breaks. So, but but yeah, the match taught me a lot in terms of like structuring a match fully, what to do when you get in that ring and you can't remember jack shit, and not only that, just how the crowd kind of interact and how you interact with the crowd as well. I got a response from the crowd that I really wasn't expecting. A lot of people really excited to see me. A lot of people cheering my name, which is very unusual for someone debuting. I was very pleasantly surprised. And thank you to everyone who actually came out and supported me as well. I really appreciated that. Heard my missus at the back shouting, "Kick his head in!" Talking to Presley at that moment.
Oh, she was not talking. She was talking to you.
But yeah, one of the smaller lessons I learned as well is that I need gear that fits me, because I was betrayed by my gear. Arse was on show for at least 20% of that match.
Yay.
Nom nom nom.
But yeah, it was a really good learning lesson. Evan as well. Booker was quite happy with it as well. So
Good.
Fucking there you go. Eh?
Nice.
The last sort of meaty question I've got before we sort of come towards the end is, you're talking about your first match when you were at the ropes, turn the cunt, one in, I'll kick your cunt in, sort of thing. How is your life? How is your background? How is you as a person affected your character creation, and how does that come together? And how much of you is your character, or how much of it is just the life experiences, or just an amalgamation of everything?
I've always said that Howlette is the parts of me that I can't show in public unless I'll get put in jail.
Like your arse.
Exactly. Howlette's honestly my inner impulses, how I would really want to act in certain situations. Like, you know, I can think of a couple of situations since that match that I've been in where I've, like, if it was a wrestling match, I would have that guy in 40 different holds. But sadly, I'm in real life public, and I'll get thrown out if I do it. So, so it's very much everything that I wish I could be in public, but won't be able to. It's also just that, I guess it is just that, like, that kind of like that powerful person that I wanted to be as a kid as well. Like I said, you know, one of the things my mum instilled in me very, very early on, as well as like with like one of the first lessons you get taught in martial arts is when you're in a fight in real life, it's like they say there's two stages to this. There's, you learn the martial art and you compete in the sport, and then there's the skills you can put to real life. Lesson number one: if you get into an altercation in public, the best thing you can do is not fight and get away. And that's the best thing you can do. What's one way to make sure you don't get hurt in a fight? Don't fight.
Yep.
It is
fair, honestly, fair.
So it was lessons that was very instilled in me from very early on, and because of that, that's what I done when I was a kid. I didn't fight. I never backed down, but I didn't fight.
Yeah, it's a difference in there somewhere, is there?
Yeah. Like there was a time when I was in high school where there was a kid who, I don't know if he was just trying to impress people or, you know, show that he was this, but he decided that I was going to be the guy he showed it to, and he followed me all day basically like, I want to fight you, I'm like, no, don't really feel it, you know, I've not got a reason to. And then he cornered me at lunch and hooked me in the eye and all that, and my vision went blurry in that eye for a while and everything. And you think at that moment, right, cool, fight's on. But I just stood up, looked at him, and was like, "Was that really all you've got?" And I went, "I'm not fighting you." And now I think about it, I think I kind of embarrassed him at that moment because I think I kind of went like, right, you just given me everything you've got, and you're still not worth my time.
Yeah.
But on like, I think back, God, I wanted to beat the shit out of him, but it's not exactly. I don't go. I've recently it's been a lot harder. Like, like I'm living in Falkirk right now, and
Sorry to hear that.
I know. And I don't know if anyone's caught up with the news, but there's been a lot of news in terms of the asylum seekers staying in the hotel in Falkirk.
Aye.
And kind of retaliation that some people have had here. Not all people in Falkirk, but some of them. And sadly, that has invited a lot of unsavory people. Why are you trying to butt in? Like, no, I'm sorry. It's like sorry to go down this road, but of course you jump in at this moment because you're a black cat. So of course you've got something. But
Fucking absolute wee shit that is.
he's like, "Excuse me, I think I can talk about this."
Yeah.
But no,
Kill popping it.
but it's just in case he accidentally turns the PC off again because I can see his paws really close to it. Like it's something that has affected me. Well, my day job right now, I'm a courier. Uber Eats and everything. I do the deliveries and everything, and I can pass for being Scottish, but I can easily pass for being Turkish as well. I'm not the lightest guy, especially in the summer when my tan gets really, really there. And sadly, because of that, I have been targeted. Like, I've been subject to physical and verbal abuse. Are you coming down? Like from these people, and so it's very, very much that. And so sadly, I have had to defend myself a couple of times recently. But that's kind of just beside that. So, in terms of who I am as a wrestler, it is the person that I think I'd love to be in public. But yeah, that's kind of what it is.
That's fast.
So yeah, it's the side I keep the world. That's probably the best way to put it down. And yeah, it's also the kind of think it's kind of that hero that I think kid me would have wanted.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm the Howlette's the big bro that I would have called. Like, oh, is that you want to fight me? I'm gonna get my bro.
Yeah.
Right.
And just out of you pop, just start smashing them back. Well, that's fucking that's cracking. Like
Why has your brother got his bum out?
Again.
But 20% of the fight. But no, that's what I said. Honestly, it's nice. From my point of view, it's interesting to see somebody who's sort of just coming up, talking about this quite openly, quite easily actually.
Mhm.
A lot of people kind of want to hide it and sort of put it to the side, hush hush. You just shit. You're fucking fantastic. You're telling it how it is. So that's kind of what I like.
It is
so,
what it is. There's. I've always said there's no point like sugarcoating it. It is my life and it is me. Parts of this that have happened, it is me. So
Absolutely.
if I'm not open with who I am, then how can I expect you to understand me fully?
Yeah.
No,
There you go.
spot on.
Now, the good thing is that's the sort of the meaty stuff done. So this is the home stretch now. So Nipper and Fletch, do you two have any questions that you'd like to ask old Howlette here?
So I've got just a very sort of, it's more of a curiosity than anything else. So obviously you mentioned that your booker was happy with the match that you had.
Mhm.
Just in terms of how the whole thing's kind of structured, and this is purely from being a wrestling fan from a young age to watching it even still now, is that how much of it is kind of instructions that are given to you, but not beforehand, but instructions that are given to you, and how much of it is you on the fly adapting to whatever happens in the ring. Is it like, how structured is it? Is essentially the question I'm asking.
I mean, it's like in terms of like what we are like and what we're instructed to do. It's like the person putting on the show, the booker, they'll have a vision as to what they want,
Yep.
and they'll tell you, they'll tell you, okay, I want this person to win. I want the match to go this long.
Yep.
Like, unless there's like specific things they want to happen, it's kind of left to us.
Okay.
They go, okay, you figure it out. You guys are the wrestlers.
Yep.
So that's kind of like the main points of that. Like, like there's some things that I've not had it yet in a match, but there's some things that, things that go wrong in the match or things that happen like organically in the match, and they react to that accordingly. Trying to think of a good example to give you. Like I think in terms of like how characters are, like, how people see characters, and well, really good example. This is Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
Mhm.
When Brock Lesnar wasn't standing on top of that tractor,
Yeah.
he just threw the mic to Roman, and Roman just goes like,
Just caught it.
Yeah.
like, that's it's something so natural that it's something there that then people can work off of.
Yeah.
So that's where that kind of goes from there. But yeah, most like it's only when you start getting to like, I think, the higher ends that things can become more, we want this to happen, we want this to happen,
Yeah.
we want this to happen.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Actually, just to give it, if you want to have a proper look into like how structured it can be, go watch Unreal on Netflix.
Okay.
The WWE done a documentary about this kind of stuff. That will kind of show you how structured it can be. But yeah, there's a lot of it is just left up to the wrestlers.
Yeah,
And
that's
we
good.
just do what we want to do and tell a story.
Yeah, nah, perfect. Thank you.
Pretty good, man. Let's you go in.
No, it's just good to hear that it's still done that way. It's up to the wrestlers to decide, yeah. But also, me and my brother were training. It was very much the same.
Oh, nice. Where did you train?
For Scottish Wrestling Entertainment up in Dundee.
SWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've one of the guys that I'm actually going down to WW for does a lot of stuff to Iron Drew Marshall.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, it was like 20 minutes before showtime. You used to sit and go through your match with who you were wrestling. So yeah, it's good to see it still done that way. And like you were saying, how a match can go if anything goes wrong. My brother broke his neck mid match. Didn't actually know for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks after, he just got like numbness and tingling in his arm. Then ended up having to get major neck surgery to get his neck fused together. And that was his career over. Yeah, that was his career over. So, and that was me going, yeah, that's me. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I understand that on that part. Like my biggest fear is getting a concussion. I've had one.
Yeah.
That was back in March, and like I thought I was over like the fear, and then Daniel Bryan done a podcast, and he spoke about how in 2012 he was getting post concussion seizures, and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that. No, thank you. Like,
yeah, that was like a fuck no.
Right.
But no, nothing else from me. That was just adding my thoughts.
So I have a question for the three of you. I'd like your opinion on it. This is going to be quite an interesting one. So, come Saturday, at the very least, me is going to be crying like a fucking child. because it's seen as retirement tour. It's coming to an end. Its final match. I'd like your thoughts on the year it's been and sort of Cena's career. How you feel it's been, and sort of how do you feel about facing Gunther as the last fight? Go.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah, I think I've kind of been. Again, it's easy for me to sit here in my ivory tower and say they should have done this and they should have done that. You know, at the end of the day, he's probably faced a majority of people that you would want him to face in this whole retirement tour. There's very obvious 1 and 2 people missing. That obviously kind of going back through his career that you would have liked to see. The Edge is the absolute kind of one that he's not faced. That would be one of my favourites that I would want him to face again. The obvious, the likelihood of that happening is about 0.0%. So it's one of these things. But I think, yeah, there are things that could have potentially been done better. But also, I think, and again, you're kind of putting 2 and 2 together. But you would think at that kind of elite level, you would imagine John himself would have had a fair bit of input into what he would have liked to have done, whether he's been told, right, you've got 10 dates, you're facing however they will have worked it. So I mean, for me, it's been slightly different in the way that he's done it compared to the way that other people have done it, you know, whether it's been a match for their career. You mentioned obviously Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, obviously, which is your favourite match, but I sort of preferred it. He's kind of gone out, done a little bit of a whistle stop tour. The match against AJ Styles was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought it was potentially one of his better matches in his career, but because it was nothing other than almost like it was fan service. It was purely fan service, which I don't mind at this point in his you know, career. So for me, I would say there's been other things I would have liked to have seen, but for me, the vast majority I've quite enjoyed it, to be perfectly honest, and I think it's been half decent. The potential for the way it ends, I'm a bit dubious as to how it's going to go. I don't think it's between me and you, just with the way WWE have done things over the year. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as a match versus Gunther.
Aye.
I think there's the potential for all sorts of other things to happen. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's gonna end come Saturday night, so we just need to enjoy it for what it is and thank him for what he's done, basically.
Yeah.
Let's.
My take.
Underwhelmed. Yeah, could have been a whole lot more. Could have been a whole lot more. I just don't think he was given the full opportunity that he deserved.
That's it. That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
That's the best way I can put it.
Would you have said in terms of what he does, as in the people he's faced, the matches he's been in? How?
I think it should have went more appearances.
More appearances.
100%, and probably faced more people.
Yeah.
I understand, obviously, the whole AEW guys that are there, they can't obviously jump ship, but there's a few guys in there that
Andrade, what?
Yeah, there's a few guys. There's a few guys that he could have faced. There's a few people I thought would have actually came back to face him. Batista.
Aye.
But yeah. Underwhelmed.
I did. If you feel underwhelmed, you feel underwhelmed. You're neither right nor wrong. Howlette, what's your thoughts on it?
You know, if it wasn't, see if I had been home an hour and a half earlier today, I would have given you a different answer, but whilst I was out today, I actually went and listened to John talking about this. And
Chris Van Vliet.
yeah, the boy. And it has changed my perspective on it, and I am very gratuitous to the fact that we've had this.
Yep.
There's a lot of wrestlers out there that don't get this. They don't get the retirement year. They don't even get to know when they're retirement. Like you think, Edge back in, was it 2010, 2011?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. There's Corey Graves, kind of like there's wrestlers out there that don't get to go, oh, okay, I'm going to retire now, or it's just something happens that kind of forces them that way. And so the fact that we've had a year to really appreciate John for what he was, which, let's be real, like, he was our Superman. I had the John Cena bed sheets, I had the John Cena figures, I had the John Cena t-shirts, I had the spinner belt, I had, he was, and there's kids today that are still like, John Cena's my hero, and I'm very gratuitous as to what he's given to us, especially in this last year, with the ifs and the buts and everything. Like, sure, there's stuff I would have loved him to do. I would have loved to see him go down to NXT, but it is what it is, and I'm very happy that his final opponent is someone with the caliber like Gunther, who is gonna slap him silly, but it's
Shot set around the world, man.
Yeah, exactly. But it's something I'm going to take in. I'll be watching on the way up. Thank God it's the first match. So I'll be watching and just really taking in the fact of I'm watching my childhood hero retire in a way that he wants to.
Yeah.
And one of the things I find funny is that people are like, oh, it's like the first ever retirement tour. Well, Hiroshi Tanahashi's having his retirement tour right fucking now. Yeah. So, this is we're at a very big cusp in wrestling right now, I believe, where it really is the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Where the old guys are going and the new guys are coming in, and just like how it happened back in 2006 when Cena came out, ruthless aggression, people didn't like it. They were like, oh, but he's not Shawn Michaels, is he? Oh, he's not Undertaker. Oh, he's not Brett. It's people didn't like it. And now the same people that liked it back then are now going, oh, I don't like it.
You don't like it. Yeah.
It's whereas looking at the future, and again, I seen some of the names that are now coming up. Guys like Cody Rhodes, Austin Theory. Oh no, I'm sorry, Masked Man 1. Chad Gable, like even the guys with the next, I love Obafemi.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you mean the ruler Obafemi?
The ruler Obafemi.
I'm sorry. I'd like to point out his theme music is on my playlist, and I can't get enough of it. I cannot get enough of it.
I'm sorry, right? But you either know something is going to work, or you have no clue at all. When you walk out to the ring and go, get in the ring and go, I love him, and his promos, man. His promos are just insane.
Like his last one there about him and Cody Rhodes was just delightful. It was just I'm sold. I'm a junkie already. I'm a
He
fucking
reminds
Catholic.
me. Fuck, who is it? Dragon Ball. He reminds me of. Like, he very much reminds me of that. You know that line of, "Am I perspiring? Oh no, it's just the rain, because no man can make me sweat." Like, he just gives me that vibe, and I'm like he just like, like, in a world full of the number ones, I am the number zero. It's just like, it's he just like I
There's
really
something there.
really
It's just landed. What he's doing is
Yeah.
just hit. It's just
Aye.
landed
Yeah.
perfectly.
and and they're bringing up some really good people, in terms, even with like, the other things like the Chelsea Green Ethan Page stuff has been hilarious.
Yeah.
So even some of the up and comers I've had a look at, and there's some people you're gonna watch in there and go, you won't appreciate them now, but then I'm telling you, give it 5-10 years, you're gonna be like, holy
You'll love it.
shit, these guys are good.
Absolutely.
And it's even said it's happening in independence as well. Adam Cole's going. It's
Baby.
Adam Cole's going. Cole's is going. Like sometimes I'm now scared that Fergal Devitt's thinking about it. Like,
Anyone might be. They say as the changing of the guard, the sort of the guard that the older ones are coming to an end. It's happening whether they like it or not.
And even look at like one of the biggest stars on the planet right now is fucking Dom Mysterio.
Yeah.
I fucking love him.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love Dom.
Love Dom.
Yeah.
He is.
I love him, man.
He is. He might be the biggest loved heel there's gone.
Well,
He's incredible.
He's turned into exactly what people wanted him to be, which was Eddie.
Yeah.
And Eddie, the most loved heel of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So some of the jokes I've seen is like, if all I need to do is become skinny, get a bunch of tattoos, and grow a mullet to get like that many women in my life, but that, like,
I'd do it. I would do it.
There's been a lot of jokes with that. Like, I'm convinced he's got something on someone backstage. Like, I'm convinced. I became convinced of that when Tiffy Stratton was like, "Oh, if I win the women's title, does he come with me?"
Yeah.
Like, that's when I was convinced you have dirt on someone.
Yeah.
Like,
Something, absolutely.
but yeah, like, it's the changing of the guard's been happening. To put it into like a finalized summary, the changing of the guard's been happening for a while. This is now the torch.
Yeah.
Like, the guard's been torched. The flag's now coming down.
Yeah.
So it's now time for the flag to go back up.
Yeah, this is.
It just depends. Just have to wait and see who raises it and who leads the line.
Yep.
Obafemi.
Say his name and
Excellent. Excellent.
You say that he can do it. He's a cracking fucking face.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is that's damn near everything I get through the night, lads. Howlette, I sincerely appreciate it, even if you may have broken light speed just to get here.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry I was late, man. But
It's all right.
I've had a lot of fun doing this. I do enjoy podcasting every now and then.
Dude, I just enjoy listening to you talk. It's fucking you go from tangents here left and right. It's entertaining.
It's our wheelhouse tangents. Love it.
As most of these sit downs go, there is one final question for the guest, and I try and have something relatively thought provoking. So, at the end of your life, when you're lying on your deathbed, you're thinking back your entire life. You've gone through your story. What would bring you joy knowing it's happened in your life? Like, what would bring you peace and happiness?
Jeez, keeping it nice and light, Flump.
I'll be honest. If I'm at that age, I just hope by that time that I'd be like, cool, I can still wipe my own arse.
Yes.
That would be the final victory for me. I could be fucking bent over with back problems. Need to use not a stroller.
Loofah.
Like the frames. The
walking frame.
Zimmer.
Roller.
Yeah, a Zimmer. That was it. Like a Zimmer.
Fucking Zimmers.
I could have to eat I could have to eat like mushed up foods only, and have to hold a fucking gramophone to my ear to hear everything. As long as my final victory is I can still wipe my own arse,
Excellent.
then I'd be fine with that.
I'm
Simple
fucking
goals,
happy.
I love that.
That's a
Yeah.
fucking that's a cracking question. That's a cracking answer. But right, boys, I think that that is actually us. That is everything we'll get through, and it's been a fucking hell of a ride.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Nipper,
Yep.
do you want to take us away?
Yeah, no. Again, just kind of echoing Flump's sentiments. Howlette, it's been very, very interesting listening to your perspective,
Yeah.
almost from, like I say, I grew up watching wrestling, similar to yourself. So it's good. It's good to get a perspective from the other side, which is quite nice, and it's been very entertaining. So I thank you very, very much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Nick.
It's been lovely. Also, thank you, Flump and Fletch, for your attendance and your participation this evening. It's been beautiful.
As
Yeah,
always,
that's
you are.
us. Another episode of Sit Down in the Books. So
Yes.
we'll no doubt be back again very, very soon with another one. So thank
We'll
you
see
all
you
very
again.
much. See
Thank you,
later.
everybody. It's been a pleasure. Fuck off to your
Bye.
bed.
Thank you.